Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Robin, or a Hobbit Reading List, and this week I am really going to try to focus on finishing out my March TBR. I know I have until next Wednesday to do that, but I would like to just get it done, and so maybe I can get a head start on April's TBR. So I have 4 books to finish, 2 books to start, so let's see what I can do with that. So I haven't read anything yet. It's Tuesday, almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Part of my plan for today is I have a bunch of meetings, but I have some time in between some of them. I'm going to try to read 3 chapters of Ethical Slut. Hopefully more. I'd be happy with more, but I should still finish it before the end of the month with my, only reading on the days I work plan. So that's it. But otherwise, I'm just doing my usual thing, using my spinning wheel to decide like when I'll read or cook or stuff like that. Obviously, I've never explained this before, and I am planning on doing a video of just like a day in my life of using the spinning wheel. But I kind of want to do it after the semester ends, because then I'll have less deadlines, although not by much. I tend to run up straight until I have, a deadline. But yeah, so that's sort of the plan. I just wanted to acknowledge that, like, I haven't read yet, but I will. I'm very committed to finishing my April TBR completely, because I think that'll be the first time since I started TBR Pursuit that I've actually completed a TBR. So, yay me. Hi everyone. I have finally read something. Yesterday was Wednesday, and for various reasons that I won't really get into, I ended up with a lot of free time at work. And so I was able to read about 100 pages of Ethical Slut. So I now have, I think, 7 chapters left, which is good, because that means I'll definitely finish it by the end of the month. Still really interesting, still really informative. It's nonfiction. I really don't have a lot to talk about with it. It's still written well. It's not really dry, but there are some parts where I'm like, oh, okay, like, I knew that information already. So it's like, okay. So it wasn't dry, but it's just like, oh, I found myself not paying attention at certain parts, because to me it was like, it felt obvious, but I think it's still useful to have that information in a book, because it's not obvious to everyone. So that's that, really. Otherwise, I have listened to more of Heartsong. So I listened to about 3 hours yesterday, and then I listened to another hour and a half today, because I had to go to campus, which is 40 minutes away from where I live. So decent chunk. I'm at 61%, and unfortunately I can't really talk about the details because it's the 3rd book in the series, and that would be spoilers. But I am hoping, I don't know if this is gonna happen, but I am hoping that there is a true resolution to at least one of the plots of the book. I think with a plot from Ravensong, I don't think that's going to be fully resolved until the end of the series, which I believe there are only 4 books in the series. But with the plot that appeared in this book, I'm kind of hoping it'll be, like, fully resolved. Because if it's not, that it would kind of be a bummer. Just because it's... I don't know. I want them... I want the pack in Wolfsong to have, like, an actual win. Like, I feel like in the previous 2 books, they've won, technically, with, you know, whatever was happening, but it's like, okay, but did you? It's I don't know how to describe it, but I want them to just have, like, a clear-cut win without, oh, well, I already know, I was gonna say, like, without a super depressing repercussion happening, but I already know something about the end of this book. And while it's not, like, super heartbreaking, it is a repercussion. And so it sort of taints it, I think. So I knew this going into it. Like, I knew that the Green Creek series, while very good, I knew that it was upsetting because of, well, I thought it was heartbreaking, which it certainly is. Certainly is. But I didn't know it would be... I don't think dissatisfying is the right word. I think it is satisfying. I think especially, like, the payoff at the end of the series will be, like, really satisfying. But I think it's more just, like, impatience. You know? Like, I want there to be a clear resolution. As always. I always come back to resolution. But I want that to be at the end of the book, and I don't think it will be. Part of me is tempted to go ahead and add Brother Song to, which is the last book in the series, to my, like, official TBR that I use to pick my books from TBR Pursuit, just so that I can continue with the series, even though I don't have the physical copy. Usually the only books that are on my official TBR are books that I own. But if I add it, like, I'm gonna buy it anyway when it comes out. Just the, like, this new fancy edition hasn't come out yet. I might just add it. And then I might just finish the series. So we'll see. I probably will do that. But other than that, that's really all I've read. Like, I really haven't read that much. I do have to, like, finish up some work stuff, and then I kind of want to start reading Sandman book 1. I have already read, I think, all of the volumes that are in that first book, but I do want to reread it. It shouldn't take me that long. And after I do that, I will start, well, I'll continue reading Ethical Slut when I go to work tomorrow, and then after that, I will start reading Very Good Jeeves. And then that's kind of it for my April TBR. So we did really well this month. I guess this is what happens when I don't land on, like, a lot of roll agains and end up with 12 books by TBR. I actually managed to finish it. Shocking how that makes a lot of sense. So, but, you know, what can you do? Certainly not, you know, apply that logic to the next time I play. Definitely can't do that. Yeah, that's kind of it. So I have to do some work stuff. Chris is watching the draft, and he wants me to hang out with him while he watches the draft. So I guess I'll be doing that. Morning. I haven't filmed much this week. I think I filmed Thursday. And then that was kind of it after I started the vlog. I just haven't really read that much. Like, I finished 2 books yesterday, and I will talk about that. But besides those 2 books, the only other thing that I did was I started Sandman. So I pretty much have 2 days left this month to finish 2 books. And I think it's just, I had a lot going on. I'm not in the best of mood this morning because I came downstairs to just a whole bunch of crap. Literally. I guess one of the cats had diarrhea last night. And so I had to walk around just picking up crap. So that was fun. So I'm not in the best of moods. Not a great way to start the day. But yeah, so I had started reading Sandman. I've read it before. So book 1 is the first 20 issues of the Sandman comic. And so I am fairly certain I read all of them before. I think probably book 2 will be getting into the comics that I haven't read. So I only read the first 2. So Sandman, for people who don't know, Sandman is about the personification of Dreams, who was captured for about 84-ish years, I think. I don't know. I'm not certain on that math. In the show that came out in like 2022, Dream was captured for like over a century, like 106 years or something. But he was captured for a very long time, and in that time, a lot of the dreams and nightmare that populated his kingdom left, and his kingdom fell into disrepair. And so the Sandman comics is about Dream after he escapes his imprisonment and how it impacts him as he, is trying to regain his power, rebuild his kingdom, and then kind of like learning from his experience of like, maybe, I don't agree with this, but like maybe on some level he needed to be taken down a peg. And so learning about that and changing. Although I believe in the comics, he doesn't have this like super amazing character arc. Like I don't think he ever becomes like warm and fuzzy. But so I like the show. I've always liked the comics, and so I'm rereading them now. So there's that. I finished listening, well, I should just go in order. I finished reading Ethical Slut yesterday morning. I've been saying the whole time, it's very well written, it's very informative. It is not like overly technical, so it's very easy to read. It did take me about 3 weeks, but that's because I was only reading it on the days that I worked. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Personally, that lifestyle isn't for me, but it is interesting to learn about it, and so that I can support other people in my life who are within that lifestyle. So I did give it 4.5 stars, and I'm obviously keeping it because I highlighted the hell out of it because I just like learning. So I always struggle with like how to review nonfiction books. Like, it did what it said. It helped me learn about consensual non-monogamy. That's about it. I also finished listening to Heartsong. I really appreciate the ace representation. I was kind of concerned that I would feel... If you've been watching my vlogs, you know that, like, if I'm reading a romance book, I will usually say, like, yeah, it was very good, I really enjoyed it. There weren't really a lot of sex scenes, and I'm disappointed about it. And I wasn't expecting sex scenes in this, because one of the main characters, Kelly, is asexual, and so I'm obviously not going to expect, you know, like a shit ton of sex. So I was really able to focus more on just Kelly and Robbie's relationship. And that was really cool. I really enjoyed how it was done. I did have some issues, not with the members of the pack, not with the story. Just, I worry that the main villain of the series is too much. You know, he's so smart, he's so powerful. Now he's this thing that shouldn't be able to exist. Like, I feel like we're edging on like Gary Stu territory, where he's just like, he's perfect, but he's a villain. And it's like, all right, well, that's disappointing. So, but I have one more book in the series. I did add Brother Song to my TBR, even though I don't have the physical copy. I know I will go get it when it comes out, I think at the end of June. So it's on there. And so I will listen to the audiobook at some point, because I actually really like the narrator. He has very distinct voices for everyone, which I appreciate. Yeah. I can't say too much about Heartsong. Those are my general sort of opinions without giving any spoilers. So I gave Heartsong 4 stars. Because by the end, I was really bothered by that Gary Stu element. I felt like, I get that this character is like the big bad, right? But like, at this point, he's been the villain for, he's been the main villain for 2 books. Well, I guess I don't even know if you can say that. I guess he's been the main villain for this book, but he's been the overarching villain for the past 3, and he definitely is in the 4th one. And it's just a little bothersome that the characters right now don't feel like they can defeat him, because he's too much. And so, like, I don't know, it just kind of bothers me, like, a lot. But I'll be interested to see what happens in Brother Song. So those are the books that I read this week. Like I said, like, I read a lot, but I also didn't. Like, as opposed to like last week, and I think I read like 5 books. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, and I'm nowhere near my dad. Like, my dad has been procrastinating like crazy, and his preferred method of procrastination right now is reading. So he's literally read over 80 books this month, because he's procrastinating and avoiding things. So yeah, so if you want to go check out someone who read way more than I do, go check out One Eye on the Page. I will link him below. I'll send some love to my dad. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So this week, or this upcoming week, I'll say, I'm going to really focus on finishing those last 2 books of my TBR, and then starting April's TBR, which I also had to film today. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you for watching, mainly B-roll at this point. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe, click the notification bell, all that good stuff. I don't know if there's anything else you can possibly do, but if you did all that, I really appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.